Ready to go live?
I am indeed.
Yeah. All right. Hi, guys.
Just been doing expressions. Hi, Stuart. It feels so long since I've talked to you. It's been too long, Stuart. I was just itching to continue our long discussions on Picard.
Picard. What? What's happening?
Picard? Yes. Well, yes.
Yeah. In case you guys didn't know, there was a longer trailer. It's kind of like this season on one, and
Yes.
we're gonna look at that in some detail. We got some really nice high-res images from it, and lots to talk about. So yeah, gonna just jump right into it.
And this is one of those ones where they don't put them at the end of the season sometimes because there's more spoilers in it than there needs to be necessarily. So this is an optional trailer for you guys to watch because it was actually kind of hard to find. It was posted somewhere. I mean, officially, it was all good, just not everywhere. In the olden days, they used to put one at the end of the first episode. Not quite this one.
And Gary Keyser says, yeah, and I finally joined at the rank of lieutenant. Still waiting for my posting, not unless it has been stated already. Just keep an eye out on the end of videos with the
Yes.
with the ships. You will see the posting listed there.
Mm-hmm.
Might not be right away. Might be like a couple videos away, depending, because we schedule.
Yeah, we pre-record
we make
stuff.
videos. We make videos and we schedule it, so sometimes it gets. Just gotta look out for it.
Yeah, because we pre-record.
Yes.
Because we have lives as well. It's a balance.
Yep.
So, yes. And, of course, check out, guys, what is the day today, Stuart?
Tuesday.
Oh, what happens on Tuesday, Stuart?
Oh, Titan Tuesday. Yes.
Titan Tuesday. And this is a nice, gentle one. Titan A visits Earth, but with some ships you'll recognise around it as well. Just a nice, pretty one. Yeah, go check it out. It's our first Titan Tuesday since the launch of the show. You'd like to think we'd get more views interest because now people have seen the Titan. But either way, we're still here to give you Titan goodness. But now people have seen the show.
Yeah, and I'll continue my conversation with Fancius Geronimus. Okay. The Enterprise F is getting retired after 15 years of service. Yes, that's pretty early, but that's because there was a massive system issue with the last mission, with the whatever Gambit. It's in the Star Trek logs. They mentioned that, so that's why it's getting decommissioned early. And as for the thumbnail, I mean, there's some sovereigns there. Wouldn't it be cool if one of those was the Enterprise E escorting it? You know, it's retired too. Like, that'd be a nice send-off for the F.
We have discussed that as Frontier Day, including Voyager and such. There's very definite proof implying that. So,
yeah, there's proof implying the other ships for sure, like the Voyager and the A and stuff like that. Even in formation for Frontier Day. So why not the E? Just saying. Anyway, I think it'd be fun.
And
yes.
Oh yes, and even thank you, even though the F might have had a 15-year lifespan, the Enterprise D, stuff happens to ships sometimes. That crashed after 7.5. So some ships last 60 years. Some ships blow up. Hard to tell. There isn't a natural order to these things. I'm sure lots of lesser ships that just do random things live for a very long time. So why Mirandas exist for a long time, because they aren't sent out the front line, versus Enterprises, which kind of like are, I would think you would lose flagships quicker than frigate number 6 near Andor.
Mm-hmm.
And not the guy Andor. It's the wrong universe. It doesn't just circle the guy. That'd be dangerous.
Or cargo ship 173 that's been working for 120 years. Just the same routes back and forth. Yeah, it's used, it's janky, there's parts falling off, but it's not endangered.
Yeah.
Really. So
except from like personal malfunctions that cause a blow up. So I mean it's fine, but also they wanted to obviously, have the F, respect it and move on to the next Enterprise. So it's fine. And who knows, maybe the end thing was saving the galaxy. Then we salute it and we'll accept its decommissioning. At least it didn't get blown up because it's there when we see it.
Yeah.
So it's not blowy uppy, but yet can't go on any longer. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to start showing Stuart. I'll see you in a minute.
Okay, do that. Positive Candor makes the point of saying it's not the Enterprise E. It's the Sovereign class is named the USS Mwashi. There you go. Perfect. We're just saying, what if it was? That'd be kind of cool. That's what the thumbnail was saying. So we're not confirming nor denying. We're just saying the Enterprise F getting escorted to its decommissioning. It'd be kind of neat if the E was still around and decommissioned, pull it out of whatever, and have it escort it. That'd be kind of neat. Anyway, guys, hit that like button if you haven't already. We have 120 people here with 45 likes. Let's try to get those likes up to 100. I think we can do that quite easily. If you're one of the people that hasn't hit the like button, you can help us get there. So please do that. Please consider joining the channel as well. We have a bunch of different ranks down below. You can join the Trekyards fleet. Get yourself assigned to a ship that you get to see at the end of edited content. Little animation of your ship. Get to see who your captain is and who your fellow crewmates are from the chats as well. So if you want to join the channel, there's a join button down there. Please consider clicking that and picking a rank. And keep in mind, captains and admirals, they automatically get their own ships right away. So and admirals get hero ships, just so you know. So just consider doing that to help us out, or just make sure you're subscribed and click that notification bell icon to all so you don't miss any of our content, edited or live. We like to hang out with you guys quite a bit and talk about these things kind of like one-on-one with you guys. So if you're able to subscribe, we really appreciate that. Please do so. Also, you can help us out on Patreon/Trekyards. It's the same kind of thing. Whatever rank you pick, you will get assigned a ship, and it'll be at the end of edited content, so you can see what ship you're serving on. And it's a fun time. Makes for a good, interesting fleet. Plus, we have the Discord, the official Trekyards fleet Discord server, where you guys can hang out with your shipmates, with everybody that's in the chat, or even out with us. Like, we're on there. Plus, you get to see scheduled events and stuff. So definitely worth joining the channel. And like I said, hitting like is a free way to just help us out, bumping up the videos in the algorithm that's showing engagement. People are liking the content, so please click that like button. Don't forget, there's also the Teespring and the TeePublic store down below. There are links to each of those. You can get yourself some cool Trekyards merchandise. We got some really good shirts. Fantastic artists have helped pitch in and made us some really great stuff. And we have more on the way. We're thinking of revamping those two things as well and come up with a completely new Trekyards store for you guys that'll offer more things like badges and things like that. So at least consider joining the channel and clicking the join button and seeing what's available. So lots of ways to support us and help us out. So can't wait to get into the discussion on this video today. Like I said, it is a pretty cool, it's like a 2-minute long trailer, and it's got some cool stuff in it. So we'll get to speculate.
I'm back.
And yes, he's back. Valkyrie 417 is a new member. He has joined the channel at the rank of Lieutenant. Welcome aboard, Lieutenant.
Amazing. Seriously, amazing. We thank you all, and I can't wait to see whose ships goes on what.
I know.
Because more ships are coming to the fleet already.
Yep.
And it's funny because
we have, if you join a captain or admiral, you automatically get assigned a ship.
Yeah, and it's great because we ostensibly have no control over it. You guys do what you guys do, and things appear on the channel because of you guys, and then you become crew members of that, and it's like, oh my god. Yeah, it's just kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Garuda 3 throws in 10 pounds.
Thank you.
Evening, fellas.
Good evening.
Man, I love that Enterprise E. Favorite starship ever. Well, yeah, and we're not sure. In the logs, it says this last mission was classified, so we don't know if it's still around or not, but yeah.
I mean, ships are mostly around, just not in service, and it's definitely not in any kind of service, but as you said, museum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although it's funny how much love there is to the Sovereign. It's just, I think it's well balanced versus other designs. I think it's just, it's an all-purpose, generally nice ship. I don't think it necessarily excels in all of the things, but it's like, oh, it's all round quite nice.
And Matthew Paul Roy says, if it's the E, that creates a plot hole. Does it? What's the plot hole?
Yes.
I'm curious to find out.
Yes.
Let us know, Paul.
But it's not the E. I mean, like, that one is not the E. The one on the left is the E.
Yeah, the one underneath the banner, the trailer reveals is the E. Yeah. There you go.
But no, this trailer was good. I liked it.
Yes.
It had some good vibes. I'm glad we got a high-res one because that helps. Certainly, I've taken it in, but I didn't want to take it. I always don't want to take in too much as we do our review. But I was excited, and just like with the end of the last week, I'm like, come on next week, come on. I want to see the next one because it is, you know, I'm seeing more things that engage me. Oh, and you know, like Dave posting things yesterday with the ships, the space dock. Doug posted the Helios. You know, it's They are showing more, and I want to see more, which is a good place to be. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm just looking at this first screen grab, and it's like, this is like 4K resolution. This is nice.
Yeah, so this is actually a 1080p trailer that someone upscaled with AI, so that's why it's got a certain crispy extraness. Hence why it's also got a sci-fi-news.de on it, so expect some watermarks because they up-resed it.
Yeah.
But they definitely got a good normal version to get an up-res, that's what that is. But yeah, I mean, this is a really nice shot, although the nebula looks a bit 2D from this. Looks like a picture, I would say. Like
it does kind of, doesn't it?
So it looks like the ship's sort of on the nebula. And boy, do I know flat nebulas in my films. Boy, do I know them. It was cool.
Well, the Helios looks great, and the alien ship looks really fantastic. And there's been a lot of speculation about these being the conspiracy bugs.
Yep.
And you can kind of see it in the design of the ship with the way the actual bugs looked as well. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm for it if they do it right, but I really don't. I didn't care for the conspiracy theory, or the conspiracy episode very much, honestly. So, but looking at the design of the ship, I can definitely see where it's some visual tie-ins to the actual bug that we saw. So, yeah, hoping for the best with this story. And a lot of people compared it to a Batwing. Yes, it does look like a Batwing for sure. Just paint that thing black, and you got a Batmobile.
I mean, I like what you said. It looks very Riemann, it
does look Riemann, yeah. A
more conventional Riemann warship, but it does definitely fit in with quite a lot of Riemann races in Star Trek, which is nice. Yes. But I mean, certainly it doesn't. It certainly feels like an intentional nod to the brain bugs. That said, someone posted some concept art for this ship, and it went through some radically different design choices, which none of which would have implied brain bugs whatsoever. So that might just be a pure coincidence that 60 designs later we end up on this one. Because a lot of the time, like an Enterprise, for example, Johnny's would sketch a ship, the model would build that ship, the ship would appear on screen, and what the intention was be followed through. But if this ship was, I don't know, they were given instruction of 10 times the size of Helios, pointy, sharp, death, kill, murder, pew pew, and then they present 70 options. Like with George Lucas, he would be presented with a wall of things, and he'd just stamp them, and they'd be all very different. He just one he liked, which I always loved that visual of him just like, yeah, this one, but 3 more legs.
And he also had a yellow and a pink highlighter, so he'd highlight things he liked and things he wanted to change.
Yeah.
It's different colors.
It's like, artists, make me 100 things, I'll pick 4, and they're like, okay. Yeah. So this might, it feels so connected to that, but that might just be entirely just whatever. And that's why the poll's Jerp, so read out the poll.
The poll is, are the alien enemies the brain bugs from TNG? Or butt bugs, as they're called in Lower Decks.
Didn't think I want to include that in a poll.
But the answers are yes, bugs, or nah, new. Yeah. So go vote.
Because the teaser scene, the teaser little few seconds where maybe real Jack Crusher, maybe clone Jack Crusher, maybe baby Jack Crusher, all the Jack Crushers said it was Starfleet and it was the Klingons and it was this guy's. So these creatures, the things they're facing them are either shapeshifters or something of the ilk. There's something here that's way more complicated. It isn't just simply just Vadik in a ship going pew. Yeah. Which is exciting, obviously. And you were going to hold debate with somebody. I don't know the outcome, so please reiterate it, about Jack pointing the phaser at the neck. Because you got on.
Yeah. Somebody said Riker left his family, and has anybody had a look at the back of his neck? We haven't seen it yet. I'm like, yeah, but Jack had a phaser right to the back of his neck. He would have seen the bluegill thing if that was the case, implying that Riker is going to be infected with the thing or whatever, and that could be the case, with the one line of dialogue from the one trailer where Riker's like, "This is the end, my friend," or whatever. So yeah, there was no conclusion to it per se. They basically just said, "Yeah, you're right." But we'll see where this goes. So it could be under the collar as well. They have the little blue gill thing that sticks at the back. So,
but I certainly feel like in the mission log report of our mission, when the signal got sent saying, "Do better, hide the gills." I can imagine any sort of back after 60 years, 50 years, whatever, would mitigate that. Maybe put it somewhere else. Or, yes, if we go ridiculous, we lower decks it, they're in the butt now, and the pincers out the butt. Blah, 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 blah. Stop it. But if you want to go deep cut, I mean, they have done a lot of deep cuts. I mean, in season 2 we had the Gary 7 people. That almost feels a deeper cut. Go back to season 1's original Big Bad to pull inspiration from. And I feel like I would certainly accept this as being a design from these people, which is not a very easy thing to do. How do you pitch a design that's so, I was like, yeah, I'd accept this. Yeah.
Just Rest says, I'm calling it now, the Riker line saying this is the end, my friend. It's a Q line. It definitely sounds Q-esque for sure. I still am not 100% convinced Q's going to be in this season, but it did sound very Q-like for sure. So you're calling that? That's awesome.
I certainly think the smart, clever, snazzy, surprising thing would be to have Q in it twice, especially as then you get the paradox of Picard knows he's died a few months ago, but this is Q. Oh my god, what if this season is what kills Q? What if helping him in this situation causes Q's death in the last season, and then he has to go back and tell Picard?
That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. I mean, it's not going to happen, but talk about a fun 2-season. So in theory, Terry should have known about season 3's plot when he was writing the first episode of season 2. You'd like to think, but I mean, you know what I mean. Like if he was given the assignment, you could write that in.
We could get the answer to why he's dying in season 2 in this season, because this is what leads up to that.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
And then it kind of that'd be interesting, because it would be like the All Good Things where you got to think backwards time wise.
Yep.
That'd be very interesting if they did that. Oh my goodness.
Especially as it would allow Q to have a crossover with the team, being very flamboyant, and Picard's like, "Damn it, Q, are you okay?" Yes, and he's all, and he helps them with the scenario. But the brain bugs, they presumably have a lot of ability, they have a lot of power. So if they find a way to sort of poison a Q, maybe it'll take him 1,000,000 years, and that could be the joke. Like, but obviously 1,000,000 years passes. What we see is those 2 points of the chain. And then Q does his like the 10th Doctor, David Tennant. He does like a final swing across the universe, and then he meets Picard again, and he says, "What do I do, Mon Capitan? I'm going to die." And Picard says, "Yes, I know." "What? I've known for 6 months now. You have to go back and talk to me here." And he ends up, you can make that. I mean, that would be kind of fun for sure. Not super convoluted, but some convoluted.
Yeah.
But I just want to see Delancey back as a big positive Q would be nice. Yeah. Non-temporal, remember?
Very true. Very true.
But yeah, I really like this shot, and the color of the nebula helps so well. Elios looks great. I'm so thrilled that we get the nice conventional. It's not rocket science, Stuart. The blue of the warp grills, the blue of the deflector, and the red of the Bussards. It just makes such a difference,
Yep.
Yeah.
I hear you.
And what do you think the detail level of this ship? Does it feel like a big ship? Because I'm not seeing many things on the hull. Is it maybe a simple ship that happens to be big, or is it is everything inside, or what are you thinking?
It's not that big. It's not that big when you compare it to the Elios. The Elios is not big.
It's like 5 times Elios size, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to be. It'll be about the same size as the Titan.
Yeah,
the Titan's not very big either.
Yeah, because we've seen some shots, and I mean, it's further away, but it has a similar vibe. Yeah. This obviously is big because it's a small ship.
Yeah.
Fire Trekyard appears. He's yes, excellent. Okay, then we have following up from the.
It's the whole I don't know who they are.
Yeah,
that's exactly how I felt at the end of the last episode. Yeah, I have no clue who these people are.
Now, why don't they know?
I don't know why they don't know.
Because if they've been chased for a long time, you'd think that would be their number one, the number 2 concern is who is chasing us. Because what they're after is linked to who's chasing them. If they're after Jack, you'd think, well, or does Beverly know she's not told him, because it's like, they're after you, Jack, because of your DNA, and I can't tell you, otherwise you'll sacrifice yourself for me, maybe.
Could be, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Beverly knows more than than the kid does. So.
Oh, and Avarice has again numbers. I've been paying attention to the VFX people on Twitter. The Shrike is 450 meters, which is pretty big. Oh, me is not feet. Oh, I have to convert that because all the Trek stuff's in feet.
250 meters is bigger than 450 feet, for sure.
Oof, 1,476 foot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely getting to E-sized length.
Yeah, that is.
But obviously, you've got half of it is outstretched stabby things.
Exactly.
So... And I was right, 4 times Helios. I was about right.
Yeah.
Cool. And then we get the same stuff we've seen before with the evil chair. The chair of doom.
Yeah. Not impressed with her, by the way.
But why would you be?
But,
there's nothing been shown.
Exactly.
I mean,
202 of you here. I am impressed with that. But I'd like to be more impressed and get over 100 likes. So if you're one of the people that haven't hit the like button, hit it now. Let's do it. Let's show your support, guys. We really appreciate it.
And then Desert says, how did Jack get a British accent? By watching British TV. Because Beverly didn't give an accent, so he obviously watched more TV. Because I can imagine Beverly might have been doing the work the whole time and sort of semi-ignoring him. Because when he's young, she can say, Jack, go off and watch watch programs while I, save your DNA. And then he ends up preferring Fawlty Towers and Blackadder and Doctor Who. And he just binge watches Doctor Who every year.
Mm-hmm.
English accent. Like, accents aren't hard. You just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we get a shot of Shaw, and it's funny. Somebody shared a cameo with me today from this actor.
Oh,
Said, you want to know a little bit about Shaw? He's one of those guys that'll do the right thing if he's giving all the information, and he's going to be sticking around a while.
Oh,
it's kind of the information we got from that. So I love that. He's like, yeah, he'll do the right thing as long as he's giving all the information,
which is fair.
He was probably pissed at Picard and Riker because he knew something was janky was going on, something was up, and he wasn't getting all the info. So we'll see how he goes. I really hope that Shaw's a good character, and yeah, it'll be great to see him see how he does and how much of the show he's in. I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him for sure.
But did we want to know that he lives, or do we want to know the? Is it good we do know, or good we don't know? Because we don't know if
he lives necessarily. Just he's sticking around for more than a few episodes, apparently.
I mean, it's not that many episodes, though.
Exactly. So, it could be in the first 3, and then it could be out until the last one or something. Who knows? But anyway.
But that's good. I mean, he's certainly here. Look at his hair. I wonder if that's after some sort of battle moment.
The hair's a little, weird.
I mean, I can't speak, obviously, look at my hair, but,
He looks better with the lighting in the mess hall, or the dining room.
You mean dark?
Yeah, with the kind of uplight and stuff. It made his face look like a different shape than what we see here, honestly.
And then we get the exact same shot for a third time. Every trailer we see this shot, which is interesting, because I thought this was meant to be the introduction of the Shrike, but we've already seen it, so... I maybe this is they've escaped and it reappears, because it's obviously meant to be a dum 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 moment, but it's like, yeah, but we've already seen it.
Yeah.
Well,
it's going after the Titan in this one, so they got to get off the Helios somehow and get back to the Titan, and this thing has to chase the Titan, as we see later.
Yes. But also, we know the Helios smashes into the Titan, and the Titan looks okay here. So is that before, after, between, throughout?
Well, even later when we see the Titan at warp,
yep,
all you see is like one little blast mark that looks like a torpedo hit or something on the second on the saucer. So I don't know where the sliding across it is from, or what kind of damage that causes.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So this shot confuses me more the more I see it, which is every time I see it, which is every trailer.
It's doing its job then.
Although it does go a few frames further, because now we can see the engines. Now we know. We now know it has engines, Stuart. Oh my god.
Knowing is half the battle.
GI engines.
The Dark Lord Revan throws in $5.
Hi, Revan.
Have you or someone you know drank the water on Starbase 80? If so, you might be entitled to compensation. Please contact Starfleet ASAP. That's Starbase 80 water.
I got my gag PTSD response. I have, and that was automatic. I recommend not going. Unless you want the shrimp. The shrimp is shockingly good. I think 'cause they have no health standards, they can put like illegal shit in it or like don't care. I mean, it might give you indigestion, but it's very good. So, is there a food that you would have that you know is bad for you, like actively will hurt your insides, that you would say, "Eff it, I'd have it"? Like not unhealthy, like an allergic reaction. Is there a food that you'd like? No, this is worth actual pain for. It's a weird question.
Probably, but
Yeah.
most of the, I don't have a problem with any kind of food like that, so I wouldn't know what to say in that regard. Anything pasta based, I'd be down for, regardless if it hurt me or not.
Yeah.
So I don't
So
know.
imagine some. It's like that famous Simpsons episode with the fish that kill you if you don't do it the right way. So you're risking life and death if you eat it, but it's that good.
That's a true thing. Yeah.
Oh God.
The puffer fish, yeah.
And I'm vaguely allergic to black. Well, I say vaguely. I'm allergic to black pepper, so eating that is I just don't have it. That's the risk, is don't have it. But I would love an anti-black pepper reaction pill, just for restaurants, because you know.
Well, I mean, Malcolm Reed in Enterprise was allergic to pineapple, but
Yeah.
he could take a thing from Dr. Phlox to be able to eat it. So
Really has it once a year. And it's funny because most things don't have black pepper in, really. But I went to Germany for FedCon, and I went through the entire menu. As in, the server came and I gave them I gave them an option. They came back, that's black pepper, and I gave them 3 more options. All 3 had black pepper. I'd have plain fish with no sauce.
yeah.
But that said, the others, I mean, you go to other restaurants, no problem. But that one restaurant, German food, is basic, and like I had to eat the most plain thing. I was trying to be good. I was trying to get bratwurst and trying to eat all the cool things, and my stomach said no. It was very annoying.
Well, Mr. Brisby has joined the channel at the rank of Ensign.
Oh,
Welcome aboard, Ensign.
well, I
Thank you
outrank
so
you,
much.
but you're part of the team, so I'm going to salute. Part of the team.
Yeah, it's got to be nice to the young guys.
Because one day they'll lead Trekyards. All the ensigns will join up the ranks and we'll retire and they'll keep Trekyards going, and then they'll get destroyed at some sort of giant battle and we'll get the new Trekyards A, and just all the things.
But we got some Raffi stuff going on, which I still don't really care about. I mean, I guess it's fine, but
Is there any hints in this cityscape?
no, we've already seen that cityscape. That was in the first episode.
But did you ever look at it and stare?
No.
Exactly. You're right, that is.
First quark.
Yeah. Yeah, there would have to be. But it looks as if she's swapping from being I'm a junkie, please help me, to I can't bullshit everybody. I have to go, I'm Starfleet Intelligence, this needs to happen, this bit more full on, because she can't wait.
Yeah, well, she said that Starfleet's not
Yep.
aware of this threat, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
And still the question is, did the Shrike, did their fleet cause the destruction? How do they clearly weren't at this planet. So it's what is it? It's not a temporal thing, is it? What's the name of the thing they had?
it's quantum tunneling tech.
Yeah.
So quantum tunneling is just you connect one quantum to another one that's identical, but like however far away, and it's like instant.
Yeah. Do you think we're gonna see Worf next episode, like straight into Worf?
No, I don't think. Well, I don't think we're gonna see Worf till maybe episode 3. That'd be my guess, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll transition from Riker to Worf being the one we follow. Although of course we've seen Worf and Riker together, so yes.
All right, and then we got the Enterprise F heading towards its decommissioning, being escorted by some ships. So, yeah, Devo, it's exactly. Think of a giant portal gun. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Brisby, thank you, sirs. Huge honor to serve in this proud fleet. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Keep your eye out for which ship you're going to be serving on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, this fleet is Sovereigns, Sagans, Odysseys, a weird ship without nacelles. That's not
The lower,
the one in the middle.
which one? What kind of cells? It's the same as the bottom one on the left-hand side there. Looks like the Helios, honestly.
Oh yeah, no, it's the Sagan without the bottom cells. Yeah, you're right. They're just hidden. How do you feel about that? With the fleet being Sagans, Sovereigns, and Odysseys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still better than a cut and paste fleet, but it's still a cut and paste fleet, in a sense.
Yes.
But Sovereigns still look good. Still look good in motion.
They do.
Now this is absolutely the Shrike, 100%, because of the browns and the fog and such. So 100% calling that, yeah, Troy and Riker get kidnapped.
Yeah, and she's bitching him out. Jean-Luc Picard shows up and you just leave us half a galaxy away. Yeah.
I mean, it's fair if he literally ran away during an argument and then went on a death-defying mission. I mean, I think she's very fair, actually. It's like you're laying us down as a family, sir, by running away. People do that when you have a hard situation. But yeah, absolutely they get kidnapped here, because I remember that grilling was on another trailer, and also you can kind of see the Lesserina kind of shape, because it's the bottom. Totally. So is that maybe they're kidnapped with the Worf subplot? Because we know they go, we know Worf and him meet up, and they go somewhere else. Somebody kidnapped later in the game.
It's a good question.
Because this is him wearing the away team uniform, which I assume then implies that this is, once they have some sort of meetup, they become all away teamy, like a strategic team versus, because currently they're accidentally doing things.
Yeah, but we do see him and Worf beam down. He's wearing that, so I don't know what. I don't know how Troy's going to fit into this. How she's going to find out where he is, or what the situation is with that. I'm calling this like episode 5, maybe 6. As far as that far. I don't know. I honestly don't know how this is going to shape out to end up like this.
Because we know that Troy is on the Titan at one point, and it's dark and things are happening. This could be when Vidica goes onto the Titan. Maybe she just kidnaps everybody. Well, not everybody, but the people that try and stop her, maybe. Or maybe they kidnap Troy. Shapeshifter. What if it's not Troy? What if this is actually a shapeshifter who's trying to get information out of Riker to kind of torture him?
That's interesting.
Because then this sort of dialogue makes sense, just to kind of punish him. You know.
Yeah.
Deanna? Yes, they kidnapped me 2 days ago. You left. You know.
And then the Diana leaves the room, turns into Riker, walks into Picard's cell and says, "It's over, Jean-Luc."
Well, that's on the Titan Bridge, but yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, and it could be that kind of thing, yeah.
Because that would also be a nice excuse to include the actors more throughout the entire season. But then, you'd like meaningful scenes of these actors, because if they're playing not themselves, then they're not learning anything about them. But I mean, as a torture method, it's a very efficient torture method.
Nothing more torturous than a wife, I know.
Or hologram.
Anyway.
Yeah, also a hologram. We don't know Dustin, because they're new.
242 of you here. That's awesome. Hit the like button, guys. Let's try to get up to 200 likes. I think we can do it. Also, if you can super chat in, we want to hear your thoughts on this trailer. Have you seen this longer one? And if not, check it out. If you have, speculate with us. We want to hear where these puzzle pieces fit in the season. If you've noticed anything that we haven't, please let us know. Super chat in. We really appreciate that. It does help support the channel, and we really would like that. We'd like your participation in that regard. So
yes,
have your voice heard. We do read them all on the air, and you can predict something that in episode 8 comes true, and then for years down the road you can say, I predicted that way before, and you have proof because it's on the channel.
Yes, but Starman says, mind communication, could she do that? As in telepathic link?
Probably.
Because they've been married, connected for decades.
Anxiety.
Oh, well, actually, if there's a Vulcan on the Titan, actually, yeah, maybe he's been captured, and then Troy is on the Titan, connects to a Vulcan, maybe, or another race that they've invented that has telepathic, and like with, they do it in Nemesis, and she's able to communicate with him over the short distance of a space battle.
I mean, that's a possibility. I don't think that's the context of that scene, though.
No.
I think she's actually there.
Yes.
But...
And also, it'd be quite Discovery if that happened, because they did that in Discovery.
Ugh, yeah.
But I mean, they've had... I mean, I can imagine that... Because Riker can talk to her in his mind, and that obviously means she's listening to his mind, but you can imagine they might develop that over decades and decades.
And Joseph, a lot of people have been saying, but Joseph says, could we have seen Thomas Riker? I mean, anything's possible. Yes. He's still out there, probably.
It just feels unlikely, because then you're not getting to see actual Riker. And that's the point of a reunion special. It would devalue everything we saw in episode 1 as being, oh, that's Thomas. Like, cool, like, see him as well. Wouldn't it be funny if Thomas has white hair, black beard?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of funny.
Chuck A has made a great prediction. He says, I predict there's going to be a second episode.
Ooh.
And 10 episodes in total. And he predicts they're going to all be great.
Ooh. Well, that's your prediction.
That's like 3 predictions.
Good.
The first one I can buy. There might be another episode.
Yes, we know, Dan. We did it yesterday, remember?
Yes.
So yeah, Troy, good stuff. Like I say, I think that's mine. That's maybe torture. Then the exact same space battle scene, lots of pew pews.
It's a great chase scene.
Yeah,
like coming right at the camera. I love that
depth. But yeah, is this the? I mean, that's a lot of torpedoes. That's the I'm shooting to kill, not I'm shooting to wound. So I assume Jack's already been taken, and therefore all hands fire. But if Picard's on the ship, she obviously does not want Picard, because you wouldn't fire this many torpedoes if you actually want to maim the ship. Well, at least you shouldn't. I mean, I've played Bridge Commander and Starfleet battles, and yeah, you're firing a bunch of torpedoes when shields are up is fine. When the shields are down, you got to be careful how many you fire. So you got to punch out those shields, maybe. So it's just, if shields go down during one impact hits and they kill Picard, it's that's why phasers are nice, because you can modulate them.
It's very unlikely.
I mean, I know what you mean, but it feels like a spread of death versus a spread of
spread of death.
Yeah.
Instead of a spread of stun.
Yeah, a stun spread, and then chocolate spread after that for dessert.
Olivia Julius is here, and she throws in $5.
Oh.
I predict that every episode will be based on Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek.
We'll see. Sorry, that's Discovery. Sorry. But also, someone said, Bradley, Vadic's foot soldiers resemble plague doctors. Yes, and certainly, if they're shapeshifters, you can imagine that's their, they don't want to do the things. That keeps them maybe staying in the same form or something.
And Dan Ben says, why do you read out the comments that are least important that I post? We don't read every comment. We just are kind of glancing at the chat every once in a while, and we'll pick one that is important. So we don't read every one. So
yeah, we sort of we're trying to scroll, we're trying to look at each other, look at the live, talk, keep interesting. It's a juggling act. And
that's why super chats are important, guys, because those are the ones we definitely pay attention to. So if you want something, you want us to say something that you're talking about in chat, super chat is a great way to do it, because we do read them all. So.
And speaking of importance, Stuart, I love this next shot. It's a real new thing. And someone did say it is not the Titan. Now, I don't know if that's like they're right, but someone somewhere from the production said it's not the Titan.
It's a fat lore being scanned by somebody in like a medical facility.
Or kept in a like a anti-neural force field.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously very sickbay-like.
It's very Voyager sickbay with the with that lighting, and then you just force field that off. Yeah,
but also that middle bit is devoid of detail. There's no. I would assume this is a direct bay for him, as if this might be if this is the museum, maybe this is his not cell, but.
I would say no to that because of all the other beds there. It just looks like a regular sickbay.
But then, like I say, why is there no bed in the bit where the most important bed should be?
Because that's just where portable beds go. There's not one in there right now.
Okay, portable bed's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe this is where they're trying to make more androids instead of beds where you put them to test them. Maybe that's where he's like in a stasis field, and they're trying to fix. I mean, that's really reaching because there's no proof, but
Trekyards says it looks like a hologram engineering bay.
That I thought as well, but again, the beds don't equate to that.
I mean, it could be a medical holographic thing. I don't know.
Holographic medical.
Grant McGregor throws in $5. Thank you so much, Grant.
Thank you.
If they are the brain bugs, then one of TNG crew might have the bug. Maybe Riker or Troy got to go take care. Yeah, and there's no way to remove those bugs either. You have to kill the host. If you remember from the episode Conspiracy. Because somebody threw together a whole bunch of similarities between the first episode and the trailer stuff with Conspiracy. And Beverly says, yeah, you have to kill the hosts. And she's like firing at the Admiral. And yeah, you had to blow up, what's his name? Remick? Is that his name?
Yes.
So, which could explain the phaser setting she has that creates that ash. That's the only way to actually kill them. Yeah, which is awful because if you get infected, then you're dead. So,
and you can't just kill them; you got to mega kill them, like really make sure they're dead, etc. Dear me. But yeah, I love seeing sets like this because we've seen a lot of the Titan. We've seen, I want to see new Starfleet things of this era that look good and appropriate. And just lore intrigues me, and Starfleet uniform. That's the biggest thing because we kind of assumed that he might have grabbed it off somebody. This implies he's doing a thing with it, to me anyway, as if he's already in the process of working for Starfleet or this group.
Yeah.
Mark
Lawrence has gifted 5 Trekyards memberships.
What a pal.
So, Aaron Standing, Mark Lawrence gifted Mark Lawrence a membership. I don't know how that's possible, but okay.
What?
New Topic Labs, Gorgonzola 86, and Jacob Martinez. Welcome to the ranks of Ensign. Welcome to the channel. You will see yourselves on ships of the fleet as well. So I don't know, unless Mark, you have 2 YouTube accounts on here. I don't know. That's just weird. It is random selection. It is all, but you already have a membership. You're a Federation Council, so I don't know how you can gift yourself another membership.
That's crazy. But the Trek viewer says in the episode, Crusher did remove a bug from Admiral Quinn.
Yeah, that's right. After you got the shit kicked out of him.
There you go. I think it was that he has to be down for the count. I thought you could take him out as well, but I couldn't remember fully. Yes. But no, I like this set. And it feels like because they're obviously stretching their budget as far as they can. I felt we're going to spend enough time to justify a set. But then we got back to Lore in the same scene.
This is where Geordi says, "Damn it, Lore," or
"Damn it, Jim."
Expletive with Lore doing something.
How good does Brent look? Just give him He was so bloody disheveled in season 2. Looks so much better here.
Yeah.
And his uniform has lines I didn't see before, like two. I feel like I would have seen in a previous thing, but we didn't. Now, is this the same scene? Do you think?
Possibly. Maybe Lore knocks out that lady and then walks to the door. And Geordi's said, "I don't know."
Because this kind of feels.
I'm gonna guess no.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess no.
Trailer trickery, but.
The old TT, double T. See, I think the way this feels to me is that. He's already escaped, and he's walking up to this door as a surprise, mother effers, hello, or vice versa, they put emergency bulkheads on to hold him. He walks up to it like, yeah, I'm so confident I can get out of this, and gets out of it. That's kind of... Yeah. Ah, okay. Which Instagram, Dan? Which Instagram? There are many Instagrams. I assume the Star Trek one, but let's have a look.
Chuck A. TNG Fanatic throws in $2. Beverly said, trust no one. No, trust no one was a line in Conspiracy. And X-Files. And everything ever made. So, yes. There are a lot of similarities to Conspiracy. So,
and it's definitely in, you know, the good habit of Star Trek is to reference Star Trek. Because, you know, use the universe. That's what we always say.
Mark Lawrence to join the channel at the rank of lieutenant. What is happening? So you're Federation Council. You gifted 5 memberships, 1 to yourself, and now you join the channel as lieutenant. Is there another Mark Lawrence here? I think YouTube's fucking with us. Garuda 3. Garuda 3 throws in £5.
Thank you.
Worf for Rafi's handler. All I can hear is Worf's voice when the computer uses the term active war and calls Rafi a warrior in the conversation. Yes, I would bet money that Worf is going to be Rafi's handler. Yes.
How much money?
$100.
Oh.
And that's not to everybody in the chat because of
no, but if you're right, they've all got to pay you $100, all of them.
I know, but I'm not that confident.
Because that'd be $269,000. That'd be $26,000, Stuart.
Yeah, but,
that's how that works, Stuart. Although speaking of how,
but then I'd have to pay that out if I lost too.
So anyway, the poll, and it's still, but always back to the brain bugs. Apparently, 225 people. The question was, are the enemy aliens the brain bugs from TNG? A close, but not quite all the way. Nah, they're new at 57%, but 43% yes. Thoughts?
I'm kind of glad of that results. I don't want the brain bugs, the conspiracy bugs, to come back. I thought that was it was a story that came and went. It was fine. The mysterious signal, I get that some people are still like intrigued and want to see about that. But a lot of the evidence is piling up that it is this coming back, and I can see somebody like Terry Metalis actually doing that because it's maybe something he was interested in. If it's done right, I have no issues with it. It could be a nice little tie-up of some going back to early TNG. That's fine. And I think that's what they might be going for. But I don't need the brain bugs back. I thought more people assumed it was them, though. I really thought the poll would go the other way. It is quite close, but I am kind of surprised by the poll results, especially after seeing all the breakdown videos and the comparisons of stuff that I've seen today. It's like, oh, yeah.
And that's interesting. Yeah, Dave Blass posted Data or Law also in their away team uniform, which is not the same as the uniform is in there. And also he hasn't got his contacts in, or at least he looks more like Brent Spiner in a uniform. So that's interesting. Why would Data Brent be in a red? Is definitely in red. Well, not definitely red. I guess George is very red by this. That's weird. So Law wears 2 uniforms this season. Yeah. I mean, in fairness, if he joins the team, that'd be pretty epic. Maybe they say, we need an android. Who do we have available? Evil Law. Great, reassemble him. Damn, he betrayed us. Well, could told you that.
Saw that one.
Yes.
You know what else I can see coming is us getting to 180 likes. Hit that like button, guys. We have 262 of you here. We should be able to do that easily. So hit the like button.
Yes.
Brian Donaldson has super chatted in with $5. So thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you.
I think the Don't Trust Starfleet this season are all Starfleet officers or relations that were directly impacted by Wolf 359 and want to hurt Picard. Ooh. I mean, Lokitas was kind of the linchpin there because he had the knowledge of all the Starfleet captains and was responsible for taking down all the ships at Wolf 359. Just saying.
That is my thought.
Okay, interesting.
Thank you.
Good thought.
But then we got, definitely Geordie and his daughter. It looks to me like a Titan set. I can imagine that he comes aboard and stays aboard and brings lore, and that looks like a power off Titan corridor, or like a part of it, and then just grabbed that big tall console from the bridge and moved it here, so they've got a free console. That's kind of my guess. Or maybe he's escaped the museum. Oh god, Lore steals the Enterprise. He steals the Enterprise A from dry dock. It's like, oh god, Lore man. What a ship to steal.
Casual Trekker member for 17 months at the rank of captain.
Amazing.
He has his own ship in the fleet because he's captain. There are two separate threats going on. What's going on with Raffi and what's going on with Picard and Riker, because they don't seem connected. Weapon is deployed while Picard is on the ship. Could they be separate? I think they're going to appear separate, but they're going to link up somewhere in the middle. And there's going to be the two stories are going to merge into one.
Well, there's more than one enemy ship.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that simple. Well, they've got a base, and the base is trying it too. Yeah. And someone said, I wonder if they explain how Lore got older. I mean, they age. That's part of the... They say that already in TNG. I mean, did you see Brent Spiner from Season 1 of TNG to Nemesis? He looked significantly older. I know it's real life aging, but he aged.
Yeah, he could age. That's part of it. His mom, who was an android, could age, and
I mean, maybe not in the same way we all do, and maybe he could rejuvenate his skin. But yeah, I mean, he did not stay identical.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bradley Thomas throws in $5.
Thank you.
Maybe Laura's consciousness has been dumped into B4 and is in conflict with the remnants of Data. I don't know if they kept Data's information in there because it corrupted B4's secretary.
Well, that was a Season 1 logic, which they might have retconned out.
Yeah.
I would assume it'd be Data's brain, as you said, Data's knowledge and lore, but... Because as we said previously, is it ethical to put Data's knowledge into lore, because it basically will kill lore? But you can see why lore's pissed then. It's like, you're trying to fight me, brother. And in fact, it's a different idea than I've had before. What if we get certain scenes where Brent's playing Data and then playing lore, as if it's a split personality thing? So technically he's lore, but he's also playing Data. And I mean, in terms of acting challenge, my goodness, to swap between the gentle vibes of Data into the harsh of lore, that'd be a fun challenge.
Yep.
That'd be very fun, actually. Wow.
And SCS Guru 2000 throws in €5.
Thank you.
Aliens that can possess or impersonate people. I can think of the bugs, the Paul Wraiths, and perhaps rogue changelings.
Or just simply the lady from Star Trek 6. There are more than one changeling, right? It's not an unreasonable...
Oh, Marcha.
Yeah. And also the creature in Lower Decks that we saw. The one from the anime series. So yeah.
A Kamaloid. Thought you were missing.
Ooh. Look at you knowing the names.
Yeah. Uchanamu throws in $5.
Thank you.
I think Alandra LaForge reactivates Lore trying to help Dad's friends, thinking he has some information or something.
That's good.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah. What are you doing, daughter? Saving the crew, etc. Yeah, that's good. I like that. But also, I feel like given the send off to Data in Season 1, it would be a huge disservice to let the scene wrap up. Well, he was also killed in Nemesis, so they've had now 2 deaths, both of which were sad. But remember, that wasn't Data. That was a Data memory clone. That wasn't really Data. If Data's memories did survive in B4, then there is real Data out there still.
Yeah.
So
it was like a memory engram.
Literally, one cell of Data was maintained, and we're like, what, from the explosion? What, the Nemesis explosion, one molecule survived? That's what it was. It was that silly. Because they just had to Michael Chabon all over it.
Sounds so good.
Yes.
All right, moving on.
Vote in the poll, guys, because that's very interesting results. Very interesting, that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't read the poll yet. So the poll is Laura a big villain this season? Friend or a bit of both? Villain, friend, or both in different episodes? Go vote. Yeah, then we get the Helios crash into the...
Yes, we do.
Now it looks like there's a glow of like shielding on the edge of that saucer, so it's like down to the whole shielding.
I mean, that's their vibe. I mean, more for that. And the scaling is really interesting. Cause it is such a... It's basically the size of the saucer. Not literally, but around about. That's how much smaller it is. And it's funny, obviously, because the Helios is a very new-looking ship with its sharp lines versus the Titan, a very old-looking ship, but it's newer.
Yeah.
Funny that.
And apparently the shuttle that they took over, we find out his name's Savick.
Yes.
So I guess the new Titan shuttles are named after old Titan captains.
Yes.
So there's a Riker shuttle.
So Riker
would Shaw like that?
So Riker could have entered himself. With Picard's help, he could have put himself straight into the Riker, and moved off into the Helios. Well, I think
Maybe they're not.
Well, Shaw likes the guys. It's just
maybe they're not named after Titan captains. Maybe they're named after logical Vulcans, because we know that Shaw likes his order and his structure to his music, and could be something like that.
Or maybe Savick was a classical music composer, and so they're all named after classical music composers. That's a giant fuck you to Riker, because he inherits all the shuttles and all painted with the Titan musician, the jazz. And he's just like, nope, spray paints it. Beethoven.
Yeah,
and even in a more ordered font, because he's like, nope, precise font.
We're at 182 likes, guys. I want to hit 200 likes. That should be super easy. Barely an inconvenience with 276 of you here.
Yes.
So thank you, everybody. Make sure you're subscribed as well. Consider super chatting. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to read them out. We want to get your thoughts and takes on these speculation for this season. It is important to be part of the community and part of the conversation. So if you can do that, please do so. But hit like. It's easy and it's free.
It is. But this, I'm excited for this.
Just like Samuel, easy and free. It's only free on certain days of the week. I'm sorry, I should clarify.
So then the bridge kabooms, like your niceness to me is kabooms all over the place. And Vadik is very happy about said thing. That's a lot of sparks, Jesus.
It is, yeah.
Oof.
Well, it's a pretty brutal hit, and it's right near the bridge. Like, I think it slides around the bridge, basically. Yeah. So,
we know that shields aren't designed for kinetic damage, so I can imagine, as I think we joked previously, you did, tractor beaming ship into the ship would cause way more damage than torpedoes. But given there's a chase later, I'm not sure where the scenes connect, because there's three feeling different situations that seem to disconnect.
Yeah, because this has to be when the Helios is still around. This would be the destruction of the Helios, would be my guess. But then, does that happen before the chase of the Titan, which would make sense? But then we see the Titan in the cloud, and we see the ship coming out, which confuses. I don't know. They've made it very convoluted. It's probably going to make a lot of sense after it's all done, but damn.
Yes, at least we hope so. Of course.
Son of John, what's in $5? Don't you think that there is a coincidence with hearing the quote, "Trust no one," and NCC 80107 highlighted beside the starbase on the end credits?
Yes, a coincidence? Is that meant to mean something specific?
We talked about the credits yesterday, so...
Yes.
So trust no one on the Titan is what you're saying. Sure.
Speaking of the Titan, the next shot is interesting because that's clearly the shuttle bay, or near the shuttle bay has gone boom.
Yeah.
Which is not the Helios damage. What? And it's also going over, tops and tails going, which is a weird way of bat being just damaged to then do that in a non-gravity environment. I'm very confused by this battle. I mean, is this battle going to be the entire episode? Is there going to be several episodes of battle? Because they're all different. It's weird.
Yeah, and look how much like a Batwing that thing looks in that shot. Like really. Anyway, SPS Guru 2000 throws in €5. Will they ever fix their exploding console problem? No, because that's dramatic effect. So no, they will never do that.
Well, it's like the most annoying criticism I get for Trek shorts is, really, if you're in the real Star Trek world, you wouldn't talk to yourself while on a mission. You would just do the thing. And so I said to the actors, okay, next script, you won't say anything to yourself, and so you'll just sat there pressing the buttons, action happens, and then you win, and the film's 2 minutes. Like, that's not how you do things to be interesting.
I mean, yes and no. I talk to myself quite a bit when I'm doing things. So
where's the interest if they just go pressing buttons? And also there'd be no challenge because they just work it out in their head, do it. But part of the fun is the fun. So it's a silly statement.
Bradley Thomas throws in $10.
Oh!
Guys, you are really getting on my nerves when you keep repeating that android's age. It has been established in canon several times that they do not. Data's head is 500 years old after all. Yeah, but it wasn't connected to his body, which would have had the aging element to it. And it is stated in canon that they age.
Or can age. There's
yes,
like
can
parentheses.
Age if they choose to.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially the episode with his mother, who was also an android.
But
and very human-like.
And equally, Bradley, twice in canon, once it stated Data will sink to the bottom of the ocean, and then we see him float. So he's both designed the flotation device and also will sink. So unfortunately, both are true, and they do say he can age as well. But yeah, why would the skin isn't necessarily aging? It's part of a program to mimic skin. So I wouldn't. There's a difference between the physical body versus the entity. Mm-hmm. So why would the head age outside the body? It's not real skin. But I think we both talked about, you can almost turn aging on because, you don't want to look. Now that said, obviously, all good things, he does look the same because it was filmed at the same time, except with white hair. But that's obviously doubly a choice. So there are,
I mean, Guinan can turn on her aging too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also choose not to age. So.
He's.
Captain Shepard throws in $20, and it's his first super chat. So thank you very much, Captain Shepard. There is no comment though.
No.
So if you do have something you want to say, Captain Shepard, put it in the chat. I'll read it out because $20, it's a great super chat. So thank you so much.
Now, obviously, I'm hoping that you think, as being Captain Shepard, that we are your favourite Trek show on the Citadel. I'd like to think you would think that. Stuart's like, what?
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okie dokie!
SBS Guru 2000 throws in €5. Just imagine that the computer records all your commands for you to include in the log. Yes, that would explain talking to yourself, especially when you're alone. Absolutely. Yeah. It's for the black box, so if you get destroyed, blowed up real good, then they know exactly what happened. I buy it.
So, and just for reference, the mother, I'm just going to quote Geordie, the mother who ages. Geordie says, it's part of her aging program. Not only does she age in appearance like Data, her vital signs change too.
Like Data. Age in appearance like Data. Yeah.
And I can think as he would, he died in Nemesis, but I think as he would get older, he would want to be more mimicking.
Well, in All Good Things, when he was in the future, he had the white streak. He added that at least.
Because I really do think there's a fun note that yes, he might age and then he could undo the aging. I mean, how many times in Trek, have you suddenly become...
just wrote that. Can they Benjamin Button as well?
Yeah, because how many times have they become a Klingon for a day and it's like it's significant surgery. It's not just a mask. And in Stranger Worlds they change it. So I'm entirely happy for Data to do things that would make it's just skin, right, to make it look better or worse. And so maybe he did grow old in All Good Things up until a point, and then when he left his crew, he's like, we know what, I'd like to look, I'm a lecturer again, let me look more fresh faced. It does a thing, and now he looks fresh faced. Oh,
Son of John.
Shepard, thank you, that's a very nice thing to say, appreciate that. We do try.
Oh, Captain Shepard just joined. Don't know my rank. Thanks for what you've done. Keep Trek going. You've subscribed. I don't think you've joined because you don't have a little badge beside your name, and your name is not highlighted in green. That's when you join, you get that, and then you get the rank. But there's a join button if you want to check it out. Son of John, though, throws in $10. Response to your question. They are both related to the conspiracy episode Trust No One, NCC 80107, and NCC 80107 was a featured starship in the USS Titan novel.
Oh, well, that's good.
Okay.
Cool. Now it's even more
very cool. SPS Guru 2000, €5. I can imagine them including a scene where there is a de-aged Lore, and he then rapidly ages himself, like Last Crusade style. Yeah, or like Hugh in the last season. Like, shows up young and goes, oh, I gotta catch up.
Yeah, because I really think we're going to get a flashback to when they activate Lore, and he looks like Brent Spiner at the end of at TNG, and then there'll be... I mean, it's an easy thing to do. There'll be a line of dialogue saying, we reactivated you, Lore, but your emotion chip is causing interference. It's gonna trigger your aging subroutine. And he's like, shut up. It's like, okay, fine. And then 35 years later, Bosch. I
like that. I like that idea. That's great.
Because then also you get a de-aged Geordie for one scene, or even just a random scientist. I mean, because again, technically then you haven't brought back Data, but you get a de-aged Brent. And also, you know, they've done it once, they can do it a lot better now. And they've already gone through the practice of knowing his face. And because it's Lore, not Data, his hair is different, at least a little bit. I think they styled it slightly differently. So, I would do that. It's expensive and hard to do, and we will judge them for it. But bloody, I mean, yeah, we all fine with Q. Q was great, so I would, you know.
Or you can imagine, too, that if they upload Data's consciousness that was in D4 to Lore's body, try to get Data back, and Data, as a bit of a F you to Lore, says, yeah, I chose to age myself. Now that I've got you know, installed in your systems. Something like that would be kind of funny.
I mean, also, the fact is, de-aging really works well, A, with a giant budget and being in bright light. If you start going to night and to dark scenes, it's harder and harder and harder to do, to the point that it won't work. There's a film that I really should de-age for, but it's like that would take like 80 hours to do. And I'm like, yeah, but they're about the right age, I'll get away with it, it's fine. Because certain things in it will just make it extra hard, versus you build a de-age, you build a, you know, like the way they did the other Brent, he wasn't moving. He was this, bit of this, that's how you do it. The Lore stuff is far more intricate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, anyway. and it's interesting. Sorry, they mentioned the fact that the Queen in First Contact, you know, ripped skin off. Did the Queen keep that skin? Did he put it back on? Did he grow new skin? Did he, you know, half his face was replaced with real skin. I don't necessarily think the Queen put that Data skin into a box and said labeled Data's skin. I'm sure it got destroyed during the process. So also they had to put new skin on his face, which I would think could then be controlled his age appearance. I would assume. I mean, he looked fine again in Insurrection.
Well, you'd think it's like a synthetic polymer or something that could be replicated or, you know, fixed by Geordi.
I mean, well, also Data knows himself. Data's bound to have had events where his skin gets hurt, so he would know how to make more skin. You need to know how to make more skin, otherwise he might. It's like there's a film where people don't die, but injuries maintain. So if you break your leg is broken, and it will not heal itself. So you are only as healthy. You will keep living, but you will get more unhealthy. I can't remember what that film is, but it was cool because people are very progressively, you know, my hand is always going to be broken. You can't, so you have to like, put in a sling and it sort of works, and it's a different sort of death knell because I'm alive, but I've broken my bones. Healing's really important with people.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this battle scene looks fantastic, but Ibili, $5.
Amazing backup. That's what they're called.
Maybe Lore got real flesh during this time with the Borg.
Oh,
there you go. I don't know if you'd want that though, but yeah. But anyway, that was your first super chat, so thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
And that's actually super interesting. That's actually a really good idea. Maybe he was forced to have real skin applied, or he made the choice. Because remember, Law is so specific in his personality. Perhaps maybe the storyline is going to be that while in his time during whatever he does, Geordi finds a way, he thinks, to fix Law's broken programming, and so he fixes Law's broken programming, and then Law decides to do something, and then eventually goes evil again, and all that is part of the program. It maybe
SPS Guru 2000 throws in €5. Data made an entire daughter with that skin. He can make replacement for himself.
Well, she had two different skins. She had a very weird skin and a human skin.
Yes, and the human skin replicated human skin better than his skin did.
Yes.
His skin was always that off color.
Yes.
Right? So.
But I feel like he could have easily changed his pigment at any point. So that was a choice. That's my identity. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he made another android. He, of course, can make skin. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. And also, he made the daughter at that age with that skin. So he can make skin that looks young. So he can make skin that looks old. So he can control the growth of skin and the age of it. Because aging skin is just wrinkles, right? Like Data's bio face is not going to change with age. It's just metal. So all they have to do is and the wrinkles form. I mean, it should be that easy, you'd think.
Yeah, you would just change the elasticity and the water content in the skin.
Yeah.
Whatever you had to do to make it wrinkle.
Should be that easy. Anyway, battle. Yeah, looks great and dramatic and yeah. And then we get Troy. Same scene again, but see clearly Titan or evil like flash vision because the way it's framed could be the nightmare I see in my mind's eye. You know, sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. We get some character shots. We get Seven doing her thing with the gun or phaser. And
put on stun again, which is good. Don't need to put on kill. And then yes, the damn thing that's locked in. Now that's our first time seeing a really detailed Worf shot. Yeah. And he said in an interview, a recent one, that he originally thought the idea of being even grey, let alone white, because he didn't think his ego said, I want to be a grey-haired Worf, and the logic was that he was pitched that Worf's basically a samurai now, that sort of vibe, and then he referred to a movie character that he liked who had very, very clean white hair. And once he made that connection in his brain, Michael Orne said, "Yeah, let's go full white. Don't even go grey. Go that look is so distinct. I'll go full white." So that allowed him to, yeah.
They Say Never says, "Hey guys, I have a noob question. Is Laura going to be in the next episode?"
No,
we have no idea.
But I doubt it.
Probably not. Yeah.
S3 South guy sliced him with a wash up a knife and blood and yeah, and they're okay. They don't hurt. They're just bloody.
Then we got a shot of Geordi when you can see his new contacts.
Yes.
They look really impressive.
And his daughter, obviously. Yeah. Now, this intrigues me because I assumed they would have just been contacts, but there's a shot that someone posted where he's got normal eyes, so I guess they're digital, which seems like such unnecessary. I guess LeVar's like, yeah, I don't want to not see. Because contacts, you do see, like, it does destroy your vision a bit. Like people that wear like the full black ones, like it is like it's bad. It's not, you know, like no, Deanne Troy sees less with them. Her entire life on Star Trek, she saw less. But what a weird, like every time he blinks, you've got to manually track his eyelids. Ugh, I would hate that as a compositor. But yeah, it looks fantastic. It's so visceral and bright.
Let's see though if we can get to 250 likes, guys. We have 253 people watching and 216 likes. Let's try to get 250 likes. If you haven't hit that like button, please do so. SVS Guru 2000 throws in €5, so thank you so much. Of the TNG cast, who do you think has aged the worst, and who has aged the best? Worst Picard, best Worf. I think Gates McFadden or
I think he wants to rank them though. I think he wants to rank them from best to worst.
He just wants the best and worst.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I think the worst would be Gates McFadden, and I think the best would have to be Worf. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go Worf, Geordi, Frakes, probably Troy, then Crusher. I think Picard looks the worst, but he's also the oldest. Because also, including his voice and such, Gates sounds like Crusher still. Picard is wheezing a bit, but he's also, like I said, the oldest, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Boy, those 10 years can make a big difference. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Joy looks amazing, and I love this moment with his daughter. You're loyal to your family, and she's like, well, this crew is my family, is the impetus.
You taught me that.
Yeah. Which is good. I mean, it reminds him, I'm an ensign, I'm allowed to make this bond with these people. Don't just tell me what to do. I have a choice here. It's good. It's nice. It's nice.
And I love the whole throwing in his face, like, you're the one that taught me that. Be loyal to your crew, kind of thing.
Which I guarantee is then going to make him think, well, shit, I should be loyal to my crew. Like, this mission I've been in for 10 years is great, but these are my old friends. I'm going to support them because there's a reason here. Seeing himself in her at that age, especially as a helm officer, because he was for a little bit, I think that'll be very apt. Because I really hope he joins the crew. I mean, we know he's on the Titan at one point, but that says very little about the, But I'd like them all to sort of join in for a little bit anyway.
I think they will.
Yeah.
We got a shot of warp again with a little bit of damage on the saucer there.
Many lens flares.
Yeah.
But they're okay. But yeah, it's but I don't see the damage that the ship crashes into them causes.
No.
And you would. I feel like. Oh,
unless they're just hitting the shields, because we do see the shields flaring there. So hit the shields, slide along, bounce off, and then the shields finally go down, and you get these 1 or 2 hits that are there.
But they're not torpedo hits; they're phaser hits, or like hitting. Because those torpedoes would be much stronger. Yeah, or debris. Yeah. Oh well, debris is fun. Yeah, maybe the impact. I don't know. It seems underdamaged. I mean, maybe. Ooh. Twist. What if the ship does? What if we are actually seeing 2 different battles? What if the base is actually the nebula where the Shrike is? And so the first engagement we see is this one in the episode, and turns out that Crusher, whatever Crusher was hiding using, was also what they were hiding in with, and then they leave after the Ilios damage, and they come back and fight it properly, which is why you get the other reveal shot, because it's hiding in the nebula.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's outside Federation space. Clearly, it hides sensors.
Yeah.
And it would save assets. Then you got the same nebula twice. Yeah.
Cayman Reed says metaphasic shields must be good against kinetic damage. Maybe that's it. Yeah, because they do make a point of saying the metaphasic shielding on the Titans. So.
And Terrence asks, I have a question for everyone out there about Starfleet Academy. Is it just members of Starfleet that don't get paid, or do the civilians not get paid either?
Don't know. I don't know what the economy of the world looks like. I know that, but if you're on Earth, you don't need currency. So
yes, yeah. No one gets paid at all. Once you go out of the Federation main worlds, then yes, there's other forms, but there is no want. If you go to Cisco's restaurant, you just order food and it gets handed to you. The enjoyment is seeing you enjoy the food. And I think Cisco's dad says at one point, everything's free, everything just go and do. There might be lines for things, there might be waiting times. If you want to go to the big museum A-star thing, you might have to wait until next Thursday, but it's still free. Now that obviously said, once you then, like when Picard went to that Academy training post we see in Tapestry, then there's the bar, which is not a Starfleet bar, which is therefore not Federation, or at least run by them, and they then use currency because they're dealing with other races that aren't Federation, where they value things and things. But I would assume anyone could fly to Earth and go to any bar and get a free drink because there isn't money. Like, that said, but then if you wanted something very specialized, that you would then not, you wouldn't necessarily have every drink available. So if you want something special, you might have to go to Xenos Prime, and then they might want some.
And
credits.
Dan says they mention the word payroll. They don't. They mention pay grade, and that is just a saying. That's above my pay grade. It's just like
it's a joke.
I don't get paid enough to do that.
Yeah.
So it's the upper. It was a joke. Yeah. It's a phrase that just
Yeah,
Still too
I hate people. No offense to you, obviously. I hate people that don't understand that, because it's like the save button is a floppy disk. Kids today don't know what that means, but it's probably going to stay for a while because that's just what it is.
Yeah, and when Sam and I record a video, we don't actually record a video anymore.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's
or do taping. We don't tape a video or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just phrasing.
And things are going to keep around, and just like Picard likes old books, Shaw's family might have enjoyed old ways of doing things and kept them around, and so he kept expressions going, etc. So it's and people are different. Some person's allowed to value. It's like Tom Paris. He definitely uses old expressions because he's a fan of old stuff.
Yeah.
You wouldn't suddenly say, why would you know what this is? Well, because he researches it. So Shaw maybe likes holo novels that involve money. These aren't big leaps to do. Why would you assume obviously they're getting paid? I mean, that you know how Trek works, but you can assume people have special interests. It's like people complaining about Crusher. Oh, her oath of service she can't kill. It's like, yeah, Hippocratic oath doesn't mean you can't kill. It just means you shouldn't kill and you don't want to kill. If you're being attacked,
you don't want to make a patient worse.
Yeah, if you're being attacked, of course you can kill.
Exactly.
I mean, I'd rather she just stunned them, but there's probably a reason why she didn't stun them.
And there's been many phrases like that crop up in Star Trek that don't apply anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just the way that our humans talk.
Oh yeah, they say dead in the water. Yeah, there's no water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't say it's a problem. Because we don't nitpick. We're quite against that. We constructively analyse. But that I would consider a huge nitpick because it's not a problem. Personally, that's the line for me.
And Shannon Nash throws in $10.
Thank you.
Came in around the lore talk. What if Maddox reactivated lore to figure out building
I said that.
The Mars droids?
Yep.
Synth band hits. Bam. Lore and Maddox go to Synth Planet. Inigo soon gives Lore skin to hide him. Yep. All that is great.
I said almost that entire thing yesterday. Love it. And they could hire the guy back to play Maddox.
Yeah.
And even put Jurati in that scene. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Do it. He can be eating a cake you made, a la the other scenes we see.
You can have his cake and eat it too.
Hey! Anyway, back to Picard looking sad.
Mm.
And then stabby with a gun. Looks like just a... Oh no, that's the dude's laser from season 1. So this is definitely the planet that we see earlier, because what's out the window it looks like. Yeah, I can't tell who's
Worf.
it, though.
I think it's Worf. I think it's a Batleth.
Oh yeah.
It's going through.
Well, it's not. No, it's not Batleth. This is customs sword.
Yeah, the thing. Yeah.
The thing. Ooh, is that green blood as well? No, it's just green lighting. And this is, of course, Worf the pacifist, because, of course, that was also a joke.
That's a joke, yeah.
He had a giant sword on him. He wasn't a pacifist.
He's more like monk-like, is what they say. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Joseph. Scotty, you just earned your pay for the week.
Yeah. And Scotty, if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a wagon.
And I just bought a boat. Might just got a boat. It's just an expression.
Oh, I'm sure wagons and boats still exist. But still, yes, they're expressed. Yeah, it's fine.
Hi, Donnie.
Romulan blood might be. It does look green to me for sure, but
I'm looking forward to though. I would assume Worf would come in and start at 3, or right at the end of 2. He might be the cliffhanger because of the
possibly.
But I think he'll be 3 to 4. But then again, we want Joy to be 3 and 4, and you can't have everybody. So,
SVS Guru 2000 throws in €10.
Oh, so generous. Thank you.
You can either use phrases like that the audience knows,
yeah,
or be anachronistic, or you can invent phrases that would be appropriate in the time frame, but end up being cringe. Frelling
Frelwit, which is Farscape. That's true.
Well, it's like frack. It's like frack in BSG.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's very true, because we have had times when, and you actually complained about them making a reference to a thing we don't know about. It's like, oh, you Denebran risk devil, and you're like, well, it doesn't tell me anything because it's not real. Like there's no context to it. Like I think Wow's a Lower Decks thing once, and you were like, how do I relate to this? I can't.
Well, I mean, you hear some of the context clues like
Sure.
he's more closed mouth than a whatever clamshell, which is in this book actually, the Rules of the Federation. Clamshell, and you get the context that clamshell, it's going to clam its mouth, it's going to shut its mouth and clam and not be able to open it. So you get context clues a lot of times, but sometimes you don't, and it's like, what the hell was that? What did that mean?
And then, but also you can't win because people also say, why are they only listening to music and films that we know from our century? But if they invented every single time a new musician and a new track, you have no context of its quality because there's nothing to base it on.
That just annoys me though. It's always classical shit or like public domain stuff. It's never like modern music that we listen to today.
Well, that's certainly true.
Except for in Kelvin films where it's like Beastie Boys.
But then also, how much would they have to pay to like allow them to say Lady Gaga's song? Like, you'd imagine that would genuinely cost a lot of money because anything modern, just like Sir Justin of the Bieber in 2076 sang Babyth, I love the Babyth. Because he obviously went very retro in his old age. And that's, throwing money. Whereas I think you can quote Mozart without having to pay Mozart's family. I feel that's probably public domain now. At least his name anyway. And I mean, when I do my fan films, I try and for the most part go alien music because I think it adds something. I know I've done Andorian jazz. I've done like the understanding of I get sort of the context. I think in one of the films I said a Packlid music because I thought it'd be kind of funny to visualize like the hell's a Packlid song. But I'm not being specific. I'm just saying like Packlid mumbo. It's like right. And your brain just kind of thinks. Although we did do one alien music once, and in fact there'll be two different ones in Film Icarus Instant when Keller asked the computer for an alien music, and the music composer Matt had to then design an alien track with no context apart from I sent him a classical song, so this sort of serene vibe, and he had to make an alien song. Okay, and I've got an Andorian song in for Harriman. It's like invent alien music, go, Yeah. It's tricky. It's good though, but it's tricky. Then you have, of course, our Sun character. Now this is where I wanted to pause because now we have when Riker has thrown me the thing. Now we can see some of her room, her office, her things. What can we learn from this? I see the butterfly logo. That was Rios's company on the left. I believe, that it's hard to tell, but I remember from a different shot. At the bottom of the Riker shot to the left, there's a picture of Wesley. It's actually a publicity still from season 2, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's Earth and the Moon with Tycho City finally on the Moon. Guess.
Maybe.
That's
scary. I mentioned the Beastie Boys song. Does no one listen to us when we talk? Do they just? Sorry.
I like to think they do.
I'd like to think they do too, but then they say things that we've already talked about. So, anyhow, I can't see much else.
No, that's not
evidence-wise here.
But grenades, that's quite a bold thing to have in the future.
Well, this scene's like right after. This is going to be right at the beginning of the next episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, this is them. They're shooting with no mercy against the Titan, but yet they are able to. They want to board and take this ship, so definitely they're after the team.
Yeah. We have 235 votes on the poll.
Oh, yes.
Is Laura a big villain this season, friend, or a bit of both? Villain?
Wow.
Well, both in different episodes. 74% wins.
Yep.
But villain and friend are very close. Friend is at 14%. Villain is at 13%.
That's really interesting.
It is.
That's great. Okay. I mean, I agree. But I was expecting a few more villain. Interesting. Okay, I will think about the poll briefly.
Bandit MD11 throws in $5 and says, "Wonder if Worf will get denied again by Picard if he recommends using torpedoes or raising shields." I mean, possibly. It'd be kind of a funny little joke. SVS Guru 2000, €5. What's funny to me in retrospect is Data struggling with art. Considering current developments, Data should be a casual grandmaster. Well, art's very strange though, because data could replicate something precisely, and that's not really what art is necessarily. It's all about your interpretation, especially when you get into like, different forms like abstractism and stuff like that. So
I feel like they make a commentary on that
they do.
his everything's got perfect symmetry, and for him to think outside of order. But then I believe he does a painting which is so unordered you see the order in it. But he can't go random. There's a program running his random. Versus Jordan.
Yeah, that's like my Apple Shuffle. Every time I do an Apple Shuffle, it like shuffles them, but in the same order. It's like, no, they want it randomized. They don't want it a structured shuffle. I want a shuffle.
Yeah. Because can data truly make a randomization in his brain? And also art's objective as well, of course. That's the giant truth. But yes, bombs, explosions, pew. Now this next bit is interesting, obviously, where Crusher says, in a odd line delivery, something about on your life. They would always make attempts on your life. It's like, okay, it's an odd delivery, but visually, clearly, that's the sick bay set or the bay set. Is this character Picard or is it the Sun? Because I feel like this is a red herring here. That we think it's Picard, it's actually the Sun. Later in the season. It's clearly a white man, but
I'm betting Picard, honestly. But yeah, that scene, that quote doesn't make a lot of sense. Like attempts on your life. It's like, okay, well, we're used to that. We're Starfleet, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like saying you're in danger, John Luke. Yeah, but I feel like this is the Sun just to try and tell the audience, this is why they're here. I just think that's a nice little red. I mean, it's a tiny red herring, but because I think the first trailer made us believe that potentially that Vadik is after Picard, but I think no, it's all after Jack, and our Picard happens to be involved. I just think it's a more interesting reveal, and then obviously it being Picard's son, we think maybe forces him to get involved in such a way, which is then interesting. Then why doesn't Crusher? Then the question then being, why is Crusher never told Picard the son? And that's then the story as well, etc., etc. So that's many layers, Stuart, many layers. Or just it's Picard and she's saying, it's you again, you'll be attacked. Which is fine, just... What do you guys think?
I'm calling it. I think it's Picard.
Okay.
All right, then we get phaser, fire, and explosion. Which is not the big ship, is it? Where is it? The big ship?
Well, hold on. First, Picard is next to Beverly's pod still, so they do. So I guess she's not out of the pod by the time they attack.
Yeah, there's another scene like that too. Where is it? Oh, it might have been earlier. But it looked like they moved the pod onto like the Titan.
Because that would be certainly more interesting if she's so injured they've got to move the ship, versus appearing. I assume that's going to be the case. But yeah, the next thing's interesting. So aft phasers, and I guess oh no, that's going to be the remains of the Helios, isn't it? Causing death. They're exploding. Yeah.
No, it's not. Because if you look, you can see like the Shrike.
Yeah, I'm saying it goes over the remains of the Helios. It explodes. It causes damage. Because what's more effective, shooting a ship with shields or shooting a ship that'll explode and hurt shields? Because it's clearly like it gets thrown.
Oh, so you think this might be right after the slide across the saucer and tumbles and then gets blown up?
Yep. Because look, I mean, what's exploding? The Trike isn't exploding. It's got shields. Like, why would it explode backwards unless there's a thing exploding?
Could be a smaller ship. I mean, if you zoom in, you can see a little bit of whatever's exploding on the left there. It looks like it's got an orange light to it.
Oh, I don't know.
It's really difficult.
But I think that's likely at that point. Because that's just a useful strategy then. And I like the fact you can see the Shrike shield as well, even in the distance.
SGS Guru 2000 throws in €5. I think he is a clone of Jack or the son of the ghost that had its way with Crusher. Oh, good God.
Dear me.
Nay Say Never throws in £2. Who dies this season? Thanks for the content, by the way. Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Well, you answer that. Do you want someone to die, Naysayer?
I don't want anybody to die.
Is that what you're asking, or are you just saying they probably will? Because every season it's been Data.
Everybody said that. Somebody's gonna die. Legacy character this season.
I don't know what.
If it's anybody, I want it to be Troy.
There's no symbology to her dying though, unless she's sacrificing herself to save Riker and child who I can't remember the name of. Kestra, thank you. I mean, I feel like Riker's the more obvious choice. I mean, I don't want him to die, of course, but he's been the most in it. Or Geordie's daughter, but that would be very dramatic. That'd be very sad. I mean, none of them, honestly. You don't need to kill someone each season. If you had to kill someone each season, why aren't you killing people in Discovery? You know, every season kill someone that we know, and then by the end there's just Captain Burnham and Saru and no one else. Oh wait, there's no main character, Stuart. There's no.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to die personally, but if I had to choose one of them, it would be Troy. She could go.
But she was so good last season, as in season 1. She was really good. In the Nepenthe.
No, she was
like the best part.
She was really good. She was all right, better than I expected. But
nah, she was really good. Then Guy, then Seven, then Picard. Now, is this Picard's son who's grabbing his arm? It's not a uniform. It's not Riker. It's not. Oh no, it's Beverly, isn't it? Because the white hair and the jacket.
Look at how thin the arm is. Yeah, it's skeletal. It's definitely.
Or
Beverly.
Yeah, it's Beverly. And then Riker.
Or as you would say, skeletal. I think that's how the British say it.
That's a different word.
Oh.
Skeletal means something else. It's a medical term. Then we get a very clear look at Space Station, which to me, Stuart, and I know a bit about 3D, that looks to me like Jupiter Station with NX-01 era pods from Mayweather's ship, his dad. Those pods, just in some sort of lattice shape. That's what it looks like to me, Stuart. Just verbatim, as if nothing's changed.
Yeah, but it's not Jupiter Station because it's not Jupiter. First of all. It's definitely not Jupiter.
Ooh.
But yes, it does look very similar to Jupiter Station.
Oh, there we go. Which I love. I mean, it's a beautiful design by Rick. I'm really glad to see it. But I love it. I mean, it's funny to see verbatim shapes just return. And why would they be using? Well, yeah, NX-01 over 250. Well, why would they use 250-year-old pods unless this is a storage center? And this is literally they just, grab.
Maybe this is right behind the museum. This is like museum storage stuff.
Yeah,
old stuff.
Yeah,
there's old stuff in the pods. Yeah,
because they're clearly storage pods. I would hearken to say, with a turbo system between them. Yeah, I mean we all need storage units.
Yeah, the Smithsonian's got like storage of plenty in the basement.
Okay, yeah. It's just weird to have that older pod, but as you'd said earlier, these freighters might be in service for decades and decades, and then they're all retired and they moved here. But it's a nice shot of the ship flying. I mean, it looks nice. It's very Starfleety.
And he says the Forge punch it or whatever, and then the ship starts moving. You see the other ship like move up to like avoid it. Yeah, this is an Engage, which is not the same scene, I don't think.
No. That station is the Daystrom off-site base. Ah.
That's where the thing was stolen from, the quantum tunneling tech. Could be.
It's a bit dull for that, though. Like, no offense or anything, just, But then again, yeah, you put the experiments in the pods, I guess? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, Daystrom wouldn't be exciting. It's a scientific research center. It's nothing like...
Well, no, you say that, but Starfleet is about science. So for a scientist, that would be exciting. I think it would be exciting if you went to Daystrom. Yeah,
but it wouldn't look exciting. It would just look like a big space station.
And in fairness, Jupiter Station is a research station.
Exactly.
Except in NX-01 where it's a pew-pew tactical station, but whatever. But boy, why the hell are they parting that close? Holy hell. Like, so close that the half Sagan can fly over it and cause a shadow, which means it's literally, like, scraping the paint. There you go. It's a good shot, though. And then you get Riker.
You gotta get in close to beam something out of...
Ooh, theft. And then you get Riker and Picard, both clearly in the scenario from the first episode still. But he's now saying engage. He's now saying do a thing. So Picard is now in charge.
Yeah.
Now, do you think Shaw's off the bridge doing something?
But this is at the end of the season. I guarantee you, because look, Riker and Picard are both smiling. So
yes,
this will be like the last scene.
True.
Engage. Our mission is over.
But why are they back in their start of the season costumes? Well, at least
don't.
Riker is. I mean, yeah, it can't be the nebula, because if you look behind them, there's nothing out the window of the observation dome. There's nothing orange coming through.
And that's it.
And then, back to the station with a very nice looking moon.
And the warp out, which you've already seen in one of the early, like the first trailer.
Really freaking close to a space station. Stop with that dangerous birding, LaForge. You crash ships, remember? Stop flying. Stop flying into things, or at least next. Oi. Yeah. Goodness, what a trailer. And yet we learned almost nothing, which is a sign of a well-made trailer, because you get excited for things. What does that mean? I don't know.
You think you got revealed so much, and then you actually go through and analyze it, and it's like, we didn't learn a goddamn thing.
Yep.
Maybe one or two little nuggets, but nothing really great.
And yet it feels satisfying, give or take.
Slater says Thursday night is a... Are we talking about the video
poll.
Or...
Yeah, the poll about your first reaction, Stuart, which I don't know if you read or not. I can't remember.
Oh, which is... I have not yet.
Okay.
My first reaction is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard.
Yes.
Are you going to join Stuart's first reaction on Thursday night? Yes, I love the first reactions, or can't make it.
Mm-hmm.
Like how you didn't put an option, no, I can't stand the guy.
Well, I don't think they'd be here if they couldn't stand you, so...
Well, they can stand you. You can tolerate me to see you, because you're like the talent.
No, I'm just the gay icon, Stuart, remember?
That is true.
Well, that was maybe I did kind of stop the first couple of years. Maybe I'm too old to be a gay icon now. Oh.
No, I don't think you are.
Thank you. Good trailer. I mean, it gets you more excited for next week. Obviously, this show is great. I'm both excited for next week, but also it means that I've lost a week of my life and I could have done stuff in between. But I also want to see next week. And of course, as you'd said before, the season 2 curse of the problematic writing and story development. Will they keep it going to 3 episodes of quality? Because they did do 2 last time. Will they hit 3? So next week probably going to be great. Number 3, that's the question.
I think they will. I have faith of the heart.
There you go. You went there. Yeah.
Patrick says we can't stand you, Captain, but it's just not a good time for us. We need our sleep sometimes. Oh, we can stand you. Okay. That's fair. You can watch it after the fact. It just won't be live. It's still fun. Do you guys ever watch the Red Letter Media reviews on Trek? Really? That was actually funny the other night. Like, I get so frustrated watching these guys.
Yeah, well, explain what happened, Stuart, because that was funny. What happened?
This was like 11:36
so like
p.m. Eastern Standard
4:30 my time.
Yeah, and I'm like watching the Red Letter review of the first season.
On his big giant TV.
Yeah, these guys frustrate me sometimes, and I had to message Samuel. I figured he might still be awake. He might have seen it, whatever. And he's like, "That's weird." And he sent me a picture of the tablet, the device he was watching it on at the same time. And I was like 23 minutes into their review.
And I was like 45. And you were like, I hope it gets better. I'm like, yep, they say better things later on. And
that was so frustrating sometimes, man.
But that was insane timing. Like, because I'd watched it in 3 parts, because late at night I was tired. But, let's talk about that for a second. We've still got about 10 minutes left of our live slot. Red Letter Media.
I do have to leave on time, though, because we got to go to St. Thomas. But
that's fine. I mean, I really like Red Letter Media. I think they're very talented people. They don't do as much research as they could do, but that is certainly part of their charm, is their rusticness.
They also have no imagination. they don't think outside what is presented to them. They don't think of the what
or
ifs,
they
like,
think mega random. That's in like, where did that come from?
yeah, that's actually very true.
Yeah, teeth are fine. Lighting.
They're fine.
Probably green teeth. Yeah, fine. Thanks, Dan. No, Red Dead Media, I think they're great. I think it's... Normally, I would agree with them in most things. I think they're relatively fair, but they can often mishear something and go on a tangent where they're just wrong. And we know from doing our hours of breakdowns, like, well, they just didn't hear something and they've just said 6 minutes of wrong. And that obviously they haven't caught. And like so sometimes we do reviews and then something happens in between the editing point and the release point. And I'm like, oh, I'll take out this entirely wrong sub thing one of us says, because there's no point re-releasing. I think that's important to keep what we say as close at the time as possible. So that's always quite interesting. But, they mean well, clearly. And I appreciate, I like more content to watch. Every season they say, we're done. We're done with Star Trek. And they always play it at the last moment. They're sad. I think Star Trek's dead. I think it won't come back. I think I'll just skip next season. And I'm always thinking, yeah, Mike, you're going to fucking watch next season. You're not going to not watch it. Are you joking? Of course you are, right? Even if it was crap, you'd watch it.
I'm surprised they haven't watched Prodigy or Lower Decks. They had Jack Quaid on their fucking show, and they didn't mention Lower Decks once. Yes.
When did they have Jack Quaid on the show? Is that new?
For what? Yeah, that was like last year, the year before. Last year.
Really? Ooh.
It was for Best of the Worst.
Damn.
With a special guest.
I haven't seen that. That's cool.
Yeah, they don't mention at all anything Lower Decks or Star Trek, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Oh well.
Bye,
I don't think
Gary.
they watch the animated stuff. They don't.
And I guess they're busy. They don't produce enough content to be that busy. Although I know that some things take a lot of time. Yeah, I would think that certainly by now, just by seeing the
Hi, Gary.
Yeah, I would think that having seen shots online from the last episode of Prodigy with the giant battle stuff, I would think that Mike would want to watch and say, oh wow, they're using the real stuff I know. But they're not really on social media, really. We try to tag them when they did a thing that we sort of did for them. And it's like, there's not really a way to get in contact with them. They're just sort of there. So, it's fine, but I don't know. They're old school YouTubers.
Yes.
Because they were old when we started. And we're 8 years old now. So, yeah. But I like them. But, you just appreciate their opinions, just take them as gospel. Because they, and it was odd that Rich hadn't seen anything. It's like, really? You weren't even interested?
Dionysus, I didn't know you were a salty Trekker follower.
Yes, we're very consistent. Because we're both honest and we both have balanced opinions. As we always say, at the start with Discovery, we had comments back to back. One person saying, you damn shills to CBS. And the comment below it was, why do you just hate on Star Trek, you bastards, I guess? And it's like, well, they're both wrong, but they both think that from our video.
It's confirmation bias. They only hear what they want to hear.
Yes, because they can't both be true. So they're both wrong. That's why I love our scene by scene. I know we could do a general review, would be less. Well, we do that as well, I suppose. But I love our scene by scenes because every scene can be good or bad. Every moment we can credit or disagree with. That is so refreshing versus other people's reviews. And obviously, I see a few other people's reviews where they just sort of talk and it's unspecific. I like that's why we're quite unique. We do actually scene by scene. Because sometimes there's one shot's worth crediting, like really hard crediting, Yeah. Yes.
Even in the drag that is Discovery, there's some good.
Yeah, obviously. Like spending 25 minutes complaining about the turbolift sequences, and then suddenly 10 minutes saying how great Vance is in a scene because the acting is just tangible and Tilly was great. Like things. It's important.
Yeah.
Infamous is also famous. Yes. Very true. Very true. Thanks, Rust Knuckle. We really try. Thanks, Lord Tom.
Yes.
Thanks for being here and saying hi. And obviously, loads of people are here. We appreciate it. Keep joining in. These have been really fun lives. And if the show continues to be cool, we'll have more to talk about. And actually, guys, whoever's here, have you enjoyed our content for this week? We, of course, have released the Voyager B video, the TOS Hybrid Phaser, and today's Rachel Garrett, and, of course, Time Tuesday, Time Visits Earth. So that's 2 videos a day, and a few others the rest of the week.
Lots of content here, always, guys.
I really hope they do post a shot of the TOS Phaser Hybrid, like, for next week. A clear picture. I'd love to see it in, like, all the detail. Because I like it. It is good stuff. Yeah.
Anyway, yes, time for the last super chat. Last super chat. I haven't decided what this is going to be called yet, but you get to super chat in with your last thought. Not only get the last super chat slot, but you also have your last super chat thought. Can we read it? So you're the last final super chat word. Out of all the super chats of the day, you were the one that won and got to say your piece. So if you guys want to super chat in now with anything, now is the time, because we are closing out here. And yes.
And we will not discourage a snipe war.
Yeah, they happen sometimes.
They happen. Occasionally we have just, let's be honest, quite funny, $1, and it's like, oh my goodness, what is happening? And it's just, I think one time it was like 4 people were just putting like 99 cents or $1 because it's,
yeah.
And it was like, because we can't go until they finish. So it was like they're forcing us to have pain, but good pain.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, we can't go. Yeah.
Marco Van Osh throws in €2.50. It says, thank you guys. See you next time. There you go.
You will. We will.
You.
And hi, David, as well.
So if anybody wants anything, that's a good last thing to leave off on. But if anybody wants
to
super chat anything else, we will read that. So.
Yeah, he was.
Cucklet says, I still remember Captain Foley's initial reaction to Discovery Season 1, Episode 1. Total shock, disappointment. Looked like he had been slapped in the face. Oh.
Which is so funny, because you did a first reaction to the original Discovery Alpha, and you were all beaming, and then we did a full review, and it sunk in.
Yeah. And Cosmo, nice words. Says, I like this upgrade of the channel. It looks very professional.
Yes. Many things.
Yes.
Yes,
a lot going on in the background, too. So we're unrolling a lot of things.
Yes.
Just be patient with us.
Yes. Which one?
Matt Boardman, $5. Wonder if you could get our good friend Dave to send you an image of it.
Which?
The phaser.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he does post things. I guess why wouldn't he be able to post?
Burnsy3210 says, "Hello, boys."
Hello,
Burnsy.
All right. Well, have a tremendous evening, Stuart, with whatever you're up to. I'm gonna hopefully get a bit early today, but who knows? Yeah, and we'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow's topic I remember was, does this episode now feel like Star Trek? With the numerous examples of the Star Trek feel as it's returned. We're going to go into all the different things. There's a lot to talk about individually. And as we say, give the praise or it's not quite right, which it is important. So yeah, join us tomorrow, same time, same place. And then, of course, finally back on the new show. Yes, Thursday, yeah. Already there. Almost.
Yeah. All right, guys. So until then, he is